Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera to everyone. Okay, now let's discuss the basic skill and example question of solving trigonometric equation that the subtopic from the trigonometric function. Okay, let's look discuss the question, the example question by using the flowchart method. Okay, so let's continue discuss for step 1. Look at your, okay, this is the questions given, right? And step 1, look at your trigonometric equation and range of the angle. So this is the trigonometric equation, okay, and the range, okay, for the angle is between 0 to 360. Which method can you apply? Okay, which method? And then, right, okay, now step 2, okay, which method you can apply? That means the formula we are going to use. Okay, so from here we know, alright, 3 cos 2x, okay, cos 2x, that the function that we must know to use. Okay, so let's say the second step is 6 trigonometric function. Okay, this is the first method. Okay, what we call it as also hexagonal diagram. So I think we are not going to use this formula. And the step 3, basic identity. Alright, for cos, okay, for cos 2x, okay, basic identity also we are not going to use, sorry. So no. And then additional formula. Okay, I don't think so. So the result, the flow is no. And double angle formula, okay, there is cos 2a formula that we are going to use. Okay, from the formula, okay, this is only between cos and sine. So if we want to substitute cos 2x, so we must select the function that has sine also, sine cos sine function also. So the answer is 1 minus sine squared x, 2 sine squared x. So substitute, alright, 3 substitute cos 2x, okay, with 1 minus 2 sine squared x equals to 8 sine x minus 5. So how do I get this function? Is from the double angle formula. Okay, you must be wise which one to use, or to use formula for cos 2a. Okay, because there are three formula you want to choose. Okay, so you must be wise, just like I mentioned before this video. Alright, okay, so let's simplify. Okay, expand. Okay, so you get 3 minus 6 sine square x equals to 8 sine x minus 5. And then make an equation, bring both terms to the left hand side, okay, and arrange properly. Negative 6 sine square x minus 8 sine x plus 3 plus 5 equals to 0. And then okay, and then you get negative 6. Okay, to make easier, let me copy. Okay, let me copy. Alright. Okay, so cannot copy. So 6 sine squared x minus 8 sine x plus 8 equals to 0. Okay, so as you can see here, right, negative. Okay, for the quadratic, okay, negative. So we cannot factorize. It's hard for you to factorize. So what do we do? Because of all the equation, all the terms can divide by negative 2. So divide with negative 2. So the equation now become 3 sine square x minus 4 sin x plus 4. Minus plus become minus become plus, and plus become subtraction equals to 0. So actually you get a general form of quadratic equation, but in terms of trigonometric function. Okay, so what do we do? Let's use substitute. Okay, substitution method. Substitute y equals to sine x, so that you can see, okay, actually you want to do in the next steps. Okay, so 3 sine square x, so become sine y squared, okay, plus 4 sine x become y now, minus 4 equals to 0. And then, right, but by using this, your calculator, okay, check first, okay, whether you can factorize, okay, or not. Okay, so if you use your calculator and check the factorization, okay, you get y equals to 2 over 3 and y equals to negative 2. Okay, how do I get? Okay, from the apps in your calculator. And then fill in the bracket, so you get 3y minus 2 and y plus 2. And then okay, now, okay, from the value of y, okay, so you get the first y, second y. Okay, so sin x equals to 2 over 3 and or sin x equals to negative 2. Okay, for this function or equation, if you use calculator, okay, you will find an undefined answer. Alright, so the answer for this question, okay, we can use sin x equals to 2 over 3. And then answer the question. Solve the equation need your skill and creativity. Okay, so meaning, okay, to solve, okay, the question, you need your skill and creativity. And then, okay, so next step, continue. Alright, step 6. After you get the value of sin x, okay, follow the next step. Okay, step 6, find the reference angle. Okay, reference angle. Okay, so from here, alright, so you know sin x equals to 2 over 3 and sin x equals to negative 2. So by using the calculator, you already know this is undefined. Okay, so let it be like that. Okay, so by using calculator, you know, sin, okay, value angle x equals to 41.81 degree. Okay, please make sure you use just 2 decimal number because the unit is degree. Okay, so next step, step 7, determine the quadrant. Okay, so determine the quadrant. As you know, alright, the value of sin is positive. Okay, so positive, that means the quadrant must be in the positive of function sin x. So this is first positive, alright, so 41.81. Alright, and the second value, alright, for sin positive in quadrant 2, which is this angle, but the reference angle also 41.81. Okay, quadrant 1 and quadrant 2 for sin x for positive. Alright, okay. And then this is this tip. Okay, a few tips that you want to know. Okay, this is how to determine the actual angle. Okay, for your information, this is what we call it as reference angle. Okay, 41.81. Okay, this is what we call it as reference angle. But for quadrant 1, it also can be actual angle. Okay, both, whether reference angle or actual angle. Okay, this is how the way we want to find the actual angle, the actual angle each quadrant. Alright. So a few tips for you to revise. Okay, so after you determine the quadrant, okay, now step 8. Okay, so determine the angle of x. Okay, because of the first reference angle in quadrant 1, it also call it as actual angle. So the first x equals to 41.81 because it is in quadrant 1. Okay, the second one, okay, x for the second answer for angle x is quadrant 2. So quadrant 2, as you know, so 180 minus the reference angle. Okay, so equals to 138.119. Okay, so this is how, right, we determine the angle or solve the quadratic trigonometric equation by using the flowchart method. Okay, so step by step, follow the flow until you get the value of angle x. Okay, now let's look example question without flowchart. Okay, so solve, meaning the question if ask you to solve, meaning we want to find the angle of x. Okay, solve. And then, okay, so now tangent to x minus tangent x equals to 0. Okay, from here, alright, we can only substitute from the formula is tangent to x. Okay, so let's look what is the value of tangent to x for double angle. So this is the formula. I copy for you and then paste here. Alright, so this is the formula of tangent to x. I substitute already. Alright, so tangent to x minus tan tangent x equals to 0. Okay, to simplify, okay, to simplify and solve, okay, what we're going to do, okay, so the second terms bring to left hand side, so it become 2 tangent tangent a. Or now let's we change from a to x like this. Okay, so equals to tan tangent x, because a negative bring to the right hand side become positive. Okay, alright, and then what do we do? Alright, bring 1 minus tangent square x to multiply with tan tangent x, so it become 2 tangent x equals to tan tangent x times 1 minus, okay, 1 minus tangent square x. And then before we want to simplify, what do we do is, okay, all the equation, okay, divide by 2, so it become so cancel, so tangent x equals to 5 tangent, okay, so 5 ini 1, and then expand, so become 5 tangent x, and then 5 tangent x times tangent square x. Okay, and then it become minus 5 tangent cube x. Okay, and then bring, okay, both side, okay, both equation, okay, to the left hand side, okay, both, so that you know to easier for you to simplify. So now it become 5, okay, first bring to the left 5 tangent cube x, and then plus tangent x minus 5 tangent x equals to 0, and simplify. 5 tangent cube x, okay, tangent x, 5 tangent x, so minus 4 tangent x equals to 0. Okay, from here, okay, factorize, because there are two terms, same terms or like terms, so factorize tangent x times 5 tangent squared minus 4, okay, equals to 0. Okay, because of there are two brackets, okay. Alright, factorize until you get two brackets, so we get equals to 0. So tangent x equals to 0, or 5 tangent squared x minus 4 equals to 0. And then if you use your calculator, okay, you will find angle for tangent x equals to 0 is 0 degree. And then okay, continue with this solution. Alright, so bring negative 4 to right hand side, you become 5 tangent squared x equals to 4. Therefore, tangent square x equals to 4 over 5, and bring the square to the right hand side. Okay, so alright, square bring to the right hand side. Okay, so it become square root. So tangent x equals to, okay, because of it becomes square root 4 over 5, there must be negative positive. Alright, and then okay, ignoring the positive and negative, therefore angle x equals to 41.81 degree. Okay, so for angle 41.81 degree, okay, we know they are positive and negative value. Okay, therefore this positive and negative value will affect to the position of quadrant. Okay, so let's look first quadrant for positive. Okay, so for tangent x positive. Okay, so the quadrant for tangent positive is in first quadrant and third quadrant. Okay, so this is how we determine the reference angle. Okay, 41.81, and then solve straight away. So x equals to, okay, the first angle is 41.81, and the second one is 180. Okay, second reference angle plus 41.81. So the answer for the first angle x is 41.81 and 221.81 degree. And then for the negative, okay, for tangent x negative, okay, so effect to the quadrant like this. Okay, so tangent negative is quadrant 2. Okay, this is the reference angle, also 41.81, and the quadrant 4, 41.81. Okay, how to find the angle of x? So x equals to, alright, so this is the first angle, so 180 minus 41.81, and then the second one is, this is the second one, 360 minus 41.81. So therefore, okay, the third angle, okay, equals to 138.19, and the fourth angle is 318.19 if you use your calculator. Okay, and then the last example question we want to discuss, okay, like this kind of question. Okay, all the question that we discuss now is more to SPM examination questions. Okay, so let's continue. Number 2, given sin x equals to y, where y is a constant, and let's look, the quadrant is between 0, so x between 0 and 90 degrees. Okay, find in term of y. Okay, so a cot square x, and b this question. Okay, so the meaning of the range actually is in quadrant 1. Okay, and given sin x equals to y, so that means, okay, let's look at the quadrant 1. Okay, this is quadrant 1. Actually, to find sin x equals to y, we can use the right angle triangle like this. Okay, so let's say this is angle x. Alright, because of sin x, so sin okay, opposite equals opposite over hypotenuse. So for sin x, okay, the ratio is y over 1 actually. Okay, so y over 1. So opposite is y, and the hypotenuse is 1. Okay, how to find the adjacent? Okay, how to find the adjacent length of adjacent? So using the Pythagoras theorem. Alright, so the adjacent equals to square root Okay, 1 squared minus y squared, and simplify, you get square root 1 minus 1 squared. So this is the adjacent, this is opposite of the angle, and this is hypotenuse. Okay, from here we can find, so you know sine x equals to y, okay, and then cos x equals to square root 1 minus y squared over 1, and tangent x equals to y, okay, opposite over adjacent, bawah. Okay, opposite y and adjacent is square root 1 minus y squared. Okay, this is just an addition for you to revise. Okay, and now let's answer question A. Okay, it is given that cot squared x, okay, equals to 1 over tangent. So because of there is a square, so tangent square x. Okay, and then square x, and then so equals to 1 over tangent x equals to y over square root 1 minus y squared. Okay, and then simplify, so we get 1 over y squared. Okay, expand the square to each term. Okay, so now it become y squared over 1 minus y squared. Okay, so because of 1 divided by y squared over 1 minus y squared, so if we convert to multiply, so it become now, okay, like this. So 1 minus y squared over y squared. Okay, therefore the answer for cot squared x, okay, equals to 1 minus y squared over y squared in terms of y. Okay, now let's answer question 2. Okay, which is for equation B, sorry. So cos 180 degree plus x. So as you know, okay, this we must, okay, because of the angle is 180 plus x, so we must use the additional angle. So let's substitute. So cos, so this is for A and B, for example. Alright, for as a guideline. So cos 180 degree and times cos x. Okay, because of plus, it become minus. Okay, sine 180 degree times sine x. Okay, and then so cos 180, if you use your calculator, it become 1, actually equals to 1. And cos x, from here cos x equals to square root 1 minus y squared. So 1 minus y squared, okay, over 1. Okay, and then minus sin 180 equals to 0 actually. So sine x equals to times 0 equals to 0. So cos 180 degree plus x equals to 1 minus y squared. Okay, I forgot to put square root here. So square root 1 minus y squared, right, for the final answer. Okay, so I hope what we discuss can make you at least understand, okay, what is in solving the equation, solving trigonometric equation. Okay, a few example question as your reference by using whether flowchart or not. Okay, I hope you understand. Okay, until now, thank you.